here's a quick look at FansProject's POSITUM, who is the, you can see the obvious Optimus Prime repaint of Crocs from the G1 episode where his parts were made into a crocodile, which was a little ridiculous, but it actually works really well as a figure. I think I may actually like the POSITUM version more than the Crocs version, just in general. Like, I still love Crocs because, like I said, Skull Cruncher was one of my favorite toys growing up. One of the few Headmasters I actually owned. But this works really well as Alligator Optimus Prime. I mean, you can see he's the same exact mold. There's no real changes, just some different colors, white head, red body. It's obvious, you can see. He still has the same little grinder gimmick in his mouth with the little grinding gears there. And the same posability. There's not a whole lot. Like I said, there's nothing really different aside from the Headmaster and the colors. So transform him real quick. We'll go ahead and pop this off. Flip the blade out, which is now orange, as you can see. There's this little handle right here that lets it store on his back in robot mode. And the transformation is exactly the same. Go ahead and split the legs. Oh. Crocs had that same problem too. If you pull too hard on the legs, the ball joints here at the hip are a little unstable. And there we go again. They seem to be a little worse here on POSITUM than on Crocs, but that may vary from figure to figure. Rotate the foot around. Before we do that, flip out this panel right here. There we go. Pull this down, flip it out. Like I said, I like to leave the foot flipped out. It gives him a little bit more stability in robot mode. Although I will say I haven't had as much issue with him falling backwards, even with the foot flipped in, that I did with Crocs. Rotate the foot around, flip the foot out, flip it back. Down here. In the upper body, we go ahead and open up, again, this side first, because there's a little tab here. Pull out the Headmaster, which is all blue, and it's actually it's actually Code's Headmaster, just in different colors, which works really well for Optimus Prime. Flip the arms out here. Flip the head down. I'm working with an improvised tripod, so my angles are a little weird this time. It's because I've left my tripod at home. I haven't gotten my home review setup quite all the way ready yet, so especially with the convention taking up most of my time this weekend. Had a great time at TFCon, met some cool people, had a great time hanging out with Bobby Skullface. He's a really cool dude, so it was nice to sit and chat and have a conversation with him. He actually had him on the fan media panel, and that I thought went really well. I had him and John Bailey, who you remember from Honest Trailers and Prime Reviews and all that, helped me out. And I had Jeremy Dennis from the Transmissions podcast. So I think we covered a lot of various fan media as opposed to just sticking to YouTube reviews. So that was kind of nice. So there he is in robot mode. You can see the window chest and this little pit right here. Works a lot better for Optimus, I think, in robot mode than it did on Skull Cruncher, at least if you're looking for G1 aesthetic accuracy. We plug the head on, and there he is. And it's a pretty nice looking Prime figure, regardless of his alt mode. He doesn't have the traditional truck or vehicle alt mode, but I dig it. And these panels fold back. Forgot to fold those back around to the back of the legs. So yeah, there he is with his sword. And again, you can flip out that little peg and peg it in back here. Aside from the Headmaster and the colors, really not any different from Crocs. It's a good solid figure. Like I said, I do think it works a little better as Optimus Prime. Here he is with Crocs, just to show the two side by side there. And with Code, I'll go Code with Smart Robin. So there's the good guy Headmasters we've gotten from FansProject so far. So yeah, he was $90 at the convention. They only had a few. They sold out, I think, halfway through Saturday. And I know he was announced as their convention exclusive for this year. I don't know where or if he'll show up again. I'm sure that he will be made available in some way, shape, or form elsewhere at some point, but I do not know when or where those points will be. We does still have the flip-up missile launchers, which are not painted, unlike like they were on Crocs. You can see Crocs has the missiles are painted red inside the shoulder there. I don't know if you can see that very well, but on Primes they're just unpainted, or if they are painted red, you can't tell because it matches the body. So yeah, it's a nice use of the mold. I honestly feel like unless you're a big Skull Cruncher fan, if you want just some version of this mold, I think POSITUM might be the better choice, especially if you display them in robot mode. But yeah, it's a fun little figure. I picked it up, like I said, at TFCon this weekend. It was $90 at the show, and we'll see how it turns out, where else it might be released or other ways to get it. If I find out any of that, I'll pass that information along either via Twitter or on TFW. Other people may know that before me. I don't know what the further release plans are for this guy. But fun little figure, a fun little reminder of the great weekend I had this week, and just a nice looking Optimus regardless.